Should you read books in your mother tongue? For example, my mother tongue is Hindi. That's why I'm mentioning Hindi here. So, should we read books in our mother tongue, or should we read them in English, or should we read them in both? My suggestion is that we read good books in both languages, in our mother tongue and in English. I mean, if they're available in both these languages, that should be our practice. So, for example, I have many of my books in both languages. If I find out that the book I have has been published in both my mother tongue and in English, then I usually buy both those books. So the advantage is that you'll have better comprehension and you'll retain a lot of information. So when I read something in English and when I read the same thing in my mother tongue, I retain the information longer, and I think the information has long-term influence on my thinking. So my comprehension is better. And the other thing is, words of your mother tongue usually influence you more than words of a language that's not your mother tongue. I love English, I love Hindi, but I think when I read something in my mother tongue, it has a more direct effect on me. Similarly, what we can do is, when we write something, for example, let's say you write a goal for yourself. So I think it's better to write the goals in English and in your mother tongue, so that, again, the idea is that your comprehension will be better, your understanding of what you're trying to say or record on paper will be better, or if you're typing it into your computer, you type it in both the languages. Nowadays, you have these options of typing in almost all the languages of the world, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, for example, I can type something in English, and then I can use Google Translate and then maybe use the online typewriter, Hindi typewriter, and make some corrections if I feel the Google Translate hasn't translated the text properly. So this is my suggestion. I hope you put it into practice and see its advantages.